everyone! Today my question is pretty simple. If you're using valve preamp pedals for your main overdrive sound, does it really matter whether you're going into a valve or solid state power amp section? Okay, so to do the quick analysis, today we'll be using the Kingsley Maiden and Page together as the valve preamp pedals that are going to give us our clean and overdriven tones. And they're going to go into the back of a Marshall Origin 20 for the power amp stage that's valve, and into the effects return of a keyboard amplifier, a Carlsbro keyboard amplifier, which I think is a 90 watt solid state keyboard amplifier. Now everything will be exactly the same preamp pedals, same reverb pedal that's creating the reverb. The only difference will be the power amp stage, and we're going to see, does it make that much difference? Obviously the speakers will be different, so that will be quite a significant difference, but what I'm trying to ask is not really if there's going to be a difference in tone, but actually is there one that's better or worse? Because if the solid state is comes out as better, then it does kind of beg the question in a bedroom scenario, why I would bother with a valve power amp section. Okay, so I'm just going to compare the different gain ranges going from clean to slightly breaking up to a crunch to then quite overdriven, and see how the different amplifiers sound. Then right at the end I'll do a quick roundup of my thoughts of being here in the room. Okay, so here in the room, that little test was very conclusive for me. Easily, the valve amplifier sounded, well, actually, it's not so much the sound, it was the feel. It was the feel in the room of how it felt playing it. The solid state, even though I was running those two valve preamplifiers into it, it still had that kind of immediacy that a solid state amplifier has, that I don't know, it doesn't respond to you in the same way, or rather you don't respond to it in the same way. You don't really have that same relationship with the amplifier as you do with a valve amplifier. And I really didn't think it was going to make that much difference. I thought coming into this video that actually I was going to prove to myself that because I've got these fantastic valve preamplifiers and that's where I'm getting most of my tone from, that it doesn't matter what I plug into for the power section, it's still going to sound really good. Now, it's worth mentioning that when I did plug into the solid state, that power section was wide open. It was deafeningly loud. I had to turn the mic preamp right down in order to get it to be comparable with the valve amp. I didn't have the valve amp cranked up anywhere near as much. That did have an effect. It was right in my ear hole, which wasn't particularly a nice sound. But I know from experience of running this valve amplifier really loud that when you do crank it up, it just gives you more. It enjoys it more, and you enjoy it more because the valve power section starts to respond to all of that signal, and the speaker as well responds to it being that loud. It wants to be that loud, whereas that solid state amp didn't want to be that loud. It did not enjoy me plugging straight into the effects loop return. Now obviously this isn't conclusive for every solid state. I'm sure that there are lots of solid state power amplifiers that are fantastic, that are designed for the job, but for me, kind of looking at this as home use of what I've got lying around, does it make a difference? Yes, it does. It's worth, for me, getting a small valve amplifier rather than just having a solid state. So I hope that in some way was useful for you and interesting. Please pop in the comment section if you've had a go at this as well, going into valve or solid state power amps, and what your experience has been. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone. Hi, Ashley here. Remember that I'm giving away a pedal to a lucky winner for every 1,000 subscribers.